Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, mate.
Hello.
Yeah, good.
Alrighty. Welcome to another stream. Pretty crappy weather outside, but I think it's meant to be still 28 degrees today, so that's nice. Hopefully we can start the morning well. Everything's everywhere. Alright. Hey, Locke. Thanks, Glenn. First comment. Thank you. Keep them coming. Alrighty, so yesterday's areas paid off nicely. So we had the 4 hour, there's a pen. We had the 4 hour, no, sorry. Was it 4 hour? Let me remind myself. What wick was it? It was either 4 hour or 3 hour. No, 4 hour. Or 4 hour and 2 hour. Liquidity wick. This bad boy. So he held up, he or she, they, this candle, held up, nice, what was that?
They, them.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the pronoun of this candle likes to go by. But, oh, there we go. We're breaking down. Okay, so we tapped into it, tapped into it, tapped into it, tapped into it 3 times, 4 times now. I wonder if we're going to break down to this next little level of 15,658. That's where I jumped into a little trade here, hoping that it was going to break with this euro volume. It's one of the quick little move down. Anyway, so we tapped down, pushed up, and then yesterday I tapped down, and then I had 2 areas that we could tap into yesterday. One being this lighter red color over here, which was an Asian resistance created, and then we've got the darker one, which was set in London, and then I had a potential waterline mark. So I thought this would be like where as high as this move would go to up into this area for the high of the day. Thinking of like just visualizing the daily candle. Wasn't really sure if it was going to close bullish or not, but I thought it would make its way up here at some stage, which it did, which is good. And then it just fell back down. We had Barcode City yesterday at the end of the stream during the London session, so that was kind of awful to sit through all this bit here. Then I saw Glenn, you got a beautiful little trend line break, sell down to the London low. New York swept the low because we know New York doesn't like to sell the low unless there's a good fundamental reason, and they pushed back up to that area, and now we just consolidate the rest of the day. So looking over to the right, Asian session already moved down 50 pips in this Asian session. So I thought Euro session would have like a little bit of a pullback, and it did. You know, it broke the low, and then I saw this candle here. What made me think it was going to go down further was that this specific candle, in the first like 3 minutes of the Euro open, it looked like this. It just shot out of the blocks. I'll do a 1 minute chart. It's a bit more exaggerated. You can see right here. This is the open right here in the first 5 minutes. First minute up. Second, third, 4th minute, 5th minute, just shot up, and then got faded out very quickly. So then what makes sense is this is the false move, this is liquidity grab, and you want to trade away from this wick. So if this zone, remember yesterday I was talking about that this is a plate of pancakes, and then eventually it's going to break, more it gets tapped into. So tapped into this zone. And then normally what happens, it will break and break pretty well. So it's picking up TP. Okay, so it's pretty close there, isn't it? All right, so pretty much gonna let the rest run. Oh, we're gonna move my TP to do that then.
Yeah, GA's doing almost the same move.
GA, is it? 9567. Yeah, we had comments from what's the face? What's his name? Bailey, Governor Bailey, saying that they might be done, and they've misinterpreted it. Hey, Hitman. I think they've misinterpreted it, saying that they foresee that the cuts are done. Sorry, the hikes are done. This is what he said. Well, there's an off comment that he mentioned, and he said that they don't see. Let me find it for you so I can find exactly. Financial juice. Oh, I'll do it later. I'll talk about this trade first because that's a bit more relevant. We'll talk about GA, but I think they've misinterpreted his comments, and they're using it as an excuse to drive pound Aussie lower, but he didn't say that they aren't going to hike at the next meeting. But a lot of people are thinking that they're very close to the end, then the start. Sorry, to the end of the hiking cycle, and that the market is pricing out. They're starting to price out the chances of them hiking at the next meeting, but they're going to hike still, and it might be the last one that they hike. But what they've done is, I think they're starting to price it out that they're not going to hike, but they probably will hike. We need a bit more data still. We still need that CPI. It comes out the day before the interest rates. I would have liked that CPI to come out a little bit earlier for us to get a really clear read to position ourselves. But basically, I think that this would be. I still think we're going to go up higher. It's just they've taken his comments that the hiking cycle might be done, and they're pricing out now because the market's forward looking. It's always looking ahead, and they're just basically taking. I think they're evening the odds a little bit. It was a sharp move down to the tape. Yeah, I did. Your spread was a bit big. Was going to wait, but what was your spread, Ivan? I didn't even look at my spread actually. It looks like maybe it is. Yeah, 1.7. Holy, that's actually quite a lot for German. It's normally under 1. I didn't even look at the spread. Far out. 1.7. Yeah, it's 3.7 for you. Oh, and then it dropped. Right. Yeah, no pancakes, huh? So I took it. What made me take it is because I woke up early and I was here at the charts, and I did my proper warm up. I didn't just arrive at the charts 10 minutes before and do a hammy when the market opened. So what I saw was price pushed down, and where was it? Where did I get in? Because it pulled back. I was about to push the button, and then it pulled back 10 pips, and then I entered. So this is where it pulled back from. So price was threatening in this area, and then this candle pulled back 10 pips, and I was like, beauty. So that one, or 9.8. Then as soon as it started pushing bearish again, it came up again. I thought, this is now or never. So because the 30-minute was looking the 30-minute had opened. This bad boy here. This is the 30-minute, and then entered on the open, thinking that we do that straight wick fill. So this is the 30-minute. And it was threatening. It was lower than all of these wicks to the left. And how the pancake analogy. So lower, 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 lower. As soon as it opened, I thought wick fill. And I only entered half my normal position. Well, not even normal position, but I entered half of a position as soon as it opened. Because I did want to confirm before we were going up. And then as it pushed down, as it did get to the wick, I added a second position. Because I thought, if it's breaking that low again, it's going to go down to my next zone. And my next zone was 1658. 15658. Which is basically this area plus a couple pips, just for this red. But I don't like to take these trades pre-London normally, but that one was just had to take it. I couldn't sit here and then just say, oh, it's gonna just watch it do it.
Yeah, I'll put the screenshot up. Did the same trade basically. But I don't know how bearish I am now. Just.
Oh yeah, like I'll go through it, but we've moved down so much. So is London going to sell the low? Unlikely. Unlikely.
Where all the lows from the last day.
Yeah.
But and candle closed, that 15-minute candle closed right at that previous support as well. Okay. Could just be
That's
fake out.
New York, wasn't it? This is the high, came back down, bounced. This is a liquidity candle late New York session. So that's your previous support. Yeah. Retest and fast move on Frankie Open. Agreed. I saw the exact same thing. You've got your S1 here.
Yeah. The next screenshot shows the actual trade.
Let me just double check. I'm trying to see if someone was meant to be here. Daily trades.
Morning.
Morning, Sarah. How are you?
Good, you?
Good. All right. Now, this is your updated retest and fast move. So it's looking good. Yeah, New York / London low. Underneath your S1. You don't have a zone in here, though, that I've got. I'll show you what it is. Maybe do another screenshot. Oh, that's the same one. Here was your entry. Took it on the fast move up to come back down 90%.
Took it on the way back down.
Yep.
I'll just put it on the 15-minute just so you can see some of the structure to the left. If I did it on the 1 minute, you wouldn't have seen any of that.
Yeah, get it. Gotcha. Oh yeah, let me put my screenshot up. I'll show you where my entries were. Okay, so see I entered on the open of the candle. Oh, this is the 1 hour. Sorry, should have been 30 minutes. Would have been easier to see. 30-minute entered again as it was breaking the low. This is just going with. This is like a real quick scalp. This would be like a late entry example of a continuation when you know there's volume in the market. We've already broken the high of that doji, we broke the low once, had a 10 pip pullback, and then broke the low a second time. And that's why, remember how many times I say it, like if there's a low, if there's a low and price comes up and it breaks it, but breaks it the second time, that second time is the one that you get a quick little move, but then you can also get that pullback straight after. So second entry is it's a quick jab. It's a really quick jab at the market. Hey Luke, how are you? See, yeah, you didn't have to reply. I was just making sure you got in. Beauty. Good one. All right, so let's plan out now the next thing that's going to happen. Look at that H4 liquidity candle. Is that this one here you're talking about, Ivan? From Monday a few weeks ago? Monday a week ago. Yeah, that one. Yeah, we broke that one now. Now we're inside of this structure, but we need to wait to see if we can close here. I've got some zones up. Let me just go through them for you. Okay, so this is the Asian high from today. So it looks so far away, but could probably take that out. We have gone down. Now we've got this area has now been consumed. So it took a few goes at it, but it finally was able to take out that liquidity candle. Now that it took out the liquidity candle, it's ripe to have some sort of pullback. Can't just cut through straight away. It did cut through like 20 odd pips, but it's inside of this area of liquidity right here, this little order block. Now some zones for it to keep on going down too. If once we do finally make our way underneath this wick, we've got this little area of contention to deal with. This area of contention. See how like candles don't seem to like close inside of this area? See that? See how it's like it's mainly just wicks inside of here? And we do get a candle that closes all the way through, but then it comes up, retests it, and it's just nothing's actually closing inside. Then we've got something that cuts up and then back down again, but then it's a couple wick rejections, then something that goes through it, then clean candle. So this area is something's going on here that it likes to either cut straight through it or it'll sort of wick into it, but it won't close inside of this little zone. Now this number is, I guess we could almost just round this number down a little bit and say like that 15,650 or 45 area, like, or 20 pip zone seems to be of interest. Okay, you look across the board and then it's got also more rejections here, rejection, more rejections. So I've got that there just because it's of interest. Now I'm on the 4-hour chart, so I've got a couple of levels under here as well. So this lowest one is a 4-hour doji low. So that can be an area that price can, and that's going to have corrected this whole move up by the time it gets down to there. But this is ages away. This is not a daily target for today. It's just, I've got it there for as we're making our way down there, if we are making our way down there. That's also, that wick, that doji low, is also there on the 2-hour. Okay, so right there. Now we've got a area which looks interesting above it. This other thin black line, which is on the 4-hour and the 3-hour. So you can't really see nothing here, but you do see how like it's got it's like a supports, resistances, little fake out, resistances, retest, and then it hasn't been retested since, I'm gonna say that's August 25 or something. But let's have a look at it on the 3-hour because that's what I wrote there. 3-hour, it's the top of this candle. the last bearish candle before the up move on the 4 hour, it is, I'm on the 4 hour, yeah, on the 4 hour it is this doji candle low, this doji candle. So I'll squeeze it in a little bit, you can see that 4 hour doji. So I've got a couple of doji lows. So this is going to be targets for price once it starts pushing down there. But we know on the 4 hour chart, it's going to be a hell of a candle to get all the way down there in one sweep. So I highly doubt that. It's going to go in waves. Okay. The next zone, this was the zone that I was pointing out. You can just see on the higher time frame just how nice it was, like as a support or a resistance. And then lastly, the last little area that I've got, I don't really have many more other than this, was this 3 hour no bottom wick candle. So that's another reason why I've got this. These are my main points of interest and zones, reaction points. Now, from a top side, I don't have something as easily as, like when I was drawing yesterday's zones, they really stood out. Like this area, using this candle and this candle. So two bearish candles that took the high of the previous candle and closed bearish, using the high to the open. That creates my zone. But it was an Asian session, so that it's always a little suspect, these Asian ones. So I did it a little lighter red. Then the next one, the next beautiful area was over here. And this one's happening in New York session, so that's even better. So I really liked this area as a resistance. And that's exactly where we reacted from, the open of that second rejection candle in New York. So if I could find zones like this in here, that would be really, really helpful, but we don't. So this is kind of just drifted down. So we need to see. Now that's from the top for resistance has been created. If we could do the same below the candles, then we can say there's some clear supports, and once the support's been broken, it becomes a resistance. But I don't really see anything I trust either right now, so we will not need to let more candles. The reason I'm not using this guy and this guy is why.
Been swept already.
What's that?
They've already been swept.
Yeah, but it's okay for it to be swept, because if this was my zone and price was closing underneath it, I'd look for it to retest from. Well, why wouldn't they use this low to the open?
Too big a zone, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. Too big a zone. And I like to have pairs of candles. To me, that one, it's not really connected to the wick. Because the wick is where it's pulled liquidity from. The candle opened, did a sell to buy move, and then this candle opened, did a sell to buy move, but they're not connected. I would have liked this wick to be connected by this wick. Generally, not always, but generally, I'll always preference something like that because it gives me a much better zone. Anyway, so we're 2 minutes away from the open, and in the last 5 minutes we are pushing back down again. So I'm just going to do a really, really quick scan. Oops. Forex F. Forex Factory. We don't have any news. Nothing until unemployment. Financial juice. I've got ECB speakers speaking right now in 2 minutes time. So, and then we've got a bit of news that's not on Forex Factory. FX Street has, they had some orange folder, so it was bad numbers and bad numbers. Okay. And then there is a bit of news around that's not displayed on all news websites. So we've been pushed into this zone. We're starting to get this little bit of a void under here. This no wick candle can be a area London can sweep, tap into this area, and then I'm almost thinking London's going long, because we have moved down 80 odd pips at that stage. So London might be able to push like another 40, 50 pips lower. Maybe it could even get to this area, but this will be my buy zone for London session. If we push straight down there, it's going to be a buy zone for me. And then I'll just be looking for either entry 1, 2, 2A, 3, 4, one of the, you pick. Could even probably do a cowboy there at that stage if it goes straight down. Let's see. So this is the open now. So we've opened, last candle pushed bearish, and we've done a wick fill already. 30 minutes very bearish, yeah. So you got to go with this direction for now. Took out the alert, tapped into this zone. This is my buy zone down here. Here, it's green area. Just gonna see. So I'm thinking that it could sweep the low, rise a bit, and then I'd like to take those sell resets down to around this area. Sarah's got some classical one.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. So that swept the low, then it's rising a bit. Yeah, it's just punishing those early sellers. So it has created a bit of, on the 15 minute, it did create us a resistance from here to here. When we see resistance created, support breaks. So I wonder if it can reject again to go down. Let me just mark it up. I'm going to see how this holds.
Joe, I'm just impressed with your ability to deal with these multiple issues that are going on. I'm in the presence of greatness. I'm thinking.
Are you on the phone, Pat?
Sorry, Hayden. Apologies. I got a conversation going in the background. My apologies.
No, you're welcome. You're right. Alrighty, so let's see if it could take out this resistance that was created. Because it's so fresh that this will be validated by a down move after having this resistance created. We've got EMU GDP in 2 hours. Those EMUs. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Locke. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on the news. I think we've We've got kangaroo CPI later on as well.
GA is just plummeting.
Oh yeah, it's not bad. This is going to set up really nice for buyers. That for GA. Come on, I don't want to touch it in this area. We've got an area up here that could sweep as well. It's an Asian zone, but this would be a liquidity that it could sweep. So from here, from this Asian zone, I think I would look for, well, we've got no wick candle. Was that tested or was it not tested? Oh, it was tested already. That was tested already. So this could be a sell zone as well. This area. What I'll do is I'll copy across this light red one for this zone up here. This Asian session, but I'm looking around this area. So at least see what it does at this high. There was a zone I was thinking about on the 15-minute, and that was this one, but I wasn't really sure how to interpret this Asian session candle with this one, but technically that could be a area as well to retest. Did anyone have thoughts to buy from here?
Failed out now that we've touched into that that euro high, because that was that psychological level 15,700.
So you did buy?
I did, yeah.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, I wasn't really looking for buys at all.
As it started breaking up above that previous candle, like that wick took out the low. I didn't get the low. But as it was breaking above the previous little bit of a resistance, that's where I entered.
Okay.
Just targeting the euro high, like.
Yeah, taking that now. So it's doing the sweep, which is looking good. Now I'm going to switch to all chart view. I'll full screen this bad boy so we can see a bit closer. So the hour's doing the sweep. From an hour point of view, after drifting down, we've got a lot of liquidity we could take before pushing down again. But I am hunting some sells here. Just got to wait because this is tapped into this is a fresh zone. We haven't been here for all month till 25th of August. Fresh zone, so we're having that reaction. I'll take off these sections so it's a little bit cleaner on the lower time frames. And I can get rid of this 4-hour area. I'll leave it for now. I'll leave that 4-hour area for now because I might use it for a video tonight. And this lower bottom right will be 3-minute. Okay, what we've also done here then is we've tapped back into this area with this consolidation. So we've swept all of this trendline liquidity, took out the euro high, and now we're pulling into this area. Ooh, I was tempted to take a sell, but a cowboy sell, so maybe it's time for a coffee. Damn. Oh well. I had to my hand was going for the button and I had to grab it with my other hand to pull it back from selling. Because it was it was I felt it was too reactionary to it taking the euro high, and I saw this area. I only just saw this area when I was playing around with the time frames, but I thought that's good for a 20 pip move. After going from here all the way up, like it has in literally 8 minutes. So we're only 8 minutes into the session, and it rose up 57 pips, sweeping euro low, sweeping euro high, and getting into this area from Asian session. That's good for a 20 pip reaction.
And it also bounced off the 20 EMA on the 30 minutes.
Oh, good one. Is that the 20 EMA? Yeah, okay. Because it does work quite nicely for that little 20 EMA reaction around this open time. Did you take it?
Nah, I'm long.
You're long. Okay. Yeah. So that would have been another scalp. Like, because it 20 pips was down. So see how like it moved. It hasn't quite moved 20 pips. Where did it move to? From the high to the low of that candle. There's 17 pips that it hit that zone and reacted. It's probably good. It's probably good to go down a bit. Fill some of this clean candle. We do have these wicks over here that it could connect. So yeah, there you go. There's your 20 easy 20 pips. I can't believe one hand caught the other hand. What are you long from, Luke? Are you from this zone? Or long bias?
Yeah, I'm long bias.
Yeah.
We flipped the 4 hour now.
Yeah, the 4 hours. It's looking like this candle.
I took it on the flip there.
It is the same candle. Yeah, it is the same candle. Good one. Oh man. Oh well. So my right hand had the right idea, and my left hand just had other ideas.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. It's still, I took both, and scaled out of it, but we're still stuck in this range. So
Yeah, I was way more confident for that sell to play out though. After when you see something like this, and this is the 5 minute time frame. This is a good time frame. For it to drift down like this in the Asian session, and then you've got this here, which I haven't actually seen null for a long time, but he used to call this a hanging flower. And when you sweep that, and that being also the euro high or Frankfurt open candle high, there's all the chance in the world that this will give you 20 pips. So all you need to anticipate is 20 pips from here. But definitely, we are still in this range, right? So don't need to hit home runs. That was an easy 30 pip, 35 pip move. So yeah, good buys from one zone, but I didn't like the buys from here. It was a bit too aggressive for me to have entered anything here. My buy zone was lower, but then the zone above, from this area made a lot more sense. So we've got euro high. We've got this zone's a bit sketchy on the 15 minute. Very big zone, but took it out, took the high, grabbed liquidity, pull back a bit more. So I'm going to remove that zone now. Let's see, because we're not really getting any direction just yet. In this first 15 minutes, got 1 minute left. See what kind of candle is it going to print. If it prints a candle like this, it's going to be a range candle. So if it's looking like this, like a little doji, then the high and the low is likely to be swept some stage. So there's a lot of selling pressure, but this zone's pretty good. So at the moment, what's happening is price is just getting squeezed. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh man, doji. So it's almost a no trade range now. In this area. I wouldn't I mean, do what you want, but I wouldn't be entering anything inside of this area. Until we've got a bit more direction. Okay, so we'll try to read the candles still as they develop, because they might give information in the way that these candles are closing. Because this candle here had closed bullish on the 5, and if we can get a little bit of consolidation, like in this lower end, and this is doing like a little bit more of a wick fill to the down, like where these guys are, and start seeing rejection wicks from upside, from like underneath the candle, it could be creating that support. Then if we're breaking the resistance, we do have clean candles up to push up. So we can, even though 15 minute wasn't really a pretty close, we can get a lot of information just watching these next candles. So I'm sure the 1 minute might be telling us another story, but 1 minute's dangerous. Oh, Dave, you're in the office computer, can't connect to Discord. Right, do you want me to send you a Zoom link to your email? Okay, I'll do that. Alright, so the 5 minute, this guy had no top wick, really, or had like a little nipple. And then clean candle down, price come up, taking that top wick. Got a little doji here as well. Let's get off the 1 minutes. 1 minute's dangerous as hell. See what I mean? We're just bouncing inside of this range candle. So let's drawing things like that. Hey Deb, how are you? I saw you got into the Discord. I was like, you're asking for the Discord link in the Discord. I was like, what's going on here? But I realized when I read your messages, you could get through the browser, but you couldn't get on the phone. Yeah, no, I understood. Yeah. I understood. Hey Alan, how did Pound US session go yesterday?
I caught the London high,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just kind of sat around until New York just sat at the Asia low.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of got out then, and then it pulled back and kept going with the news because I knew there was news coming,
Mm-hmm.
and getting a bit late for me. But I caught the London high off on that pullback.
Let's just have a quick little look because we're arranging here on German. Yeah, beautiful. So you got the London high. Wait. London high.
Yeah.
And then it just went sideways. Then Birmingham Council declared bankruptcy in the New York session. That added to the pound sell-off.
Right.
What? Can you repeat that?
Birmingham.
Like, as in like a shire council?
No, the whole city. It's like the second biggest city in UK. So 10 areas. The whole city council. Bankruptcy.
How can the council go bankrupt? How does that even work?
Something about fair work or something like that. So they've just cancelled all services except for money that still goes to protecting vulnerable people and like your basic services.
So they'll pick up your bins and that's about it.
Pretty much, yeah. But it was something to do with the way they work, equal pay claims, and in-year financial gap. So then they got hit with a bill that they had to pay between 650 to nearly $1 billion, half, like $750 million. So then they're bankrupt.
So does that mean what? It goes up to sale for a private buyer now?
No. It just means that they'll probably have to get a bailout from the government. So that will be inflationary. Because they'll have to. How else are they going to do it? The government will have to then, for like the rest of the government, the federal government, to bail out Birmingham. What they're going to have to do is lend them money. So they're going to have to ask the Bank of England they're going to have to issue some bonds. Bank of England will buy those bonds. So that's basically injecting money into the country, and then they'll give that money to Birmingham to pay their bills, and then they'll be some negotiation. They're run by Labour, so they'll definitely use that in their next campaign. For the opposing party, about the way that Labour runs their finances. And yeah, they'll just get bailed out, but it will be adding money. They'll be printing money, so they'll be inflationary for the pound if they go ahead with that. So what that should mean then is you won't see it straight away. This will obviously take time to trickle through, but you'll see inflation pressures still. So that's why I'm still thinking the more pound can sell off, the closer we get to interest rate decisions, they're going to they've got another hike in them. I can't see them being at terminal rate right now. So the more they price out the hike, the better price point there will be for buyers to step in. Which is annoying because I'm glad I closed out of my pound Aussie trade. I closed out the runner, but I really thought this was the time we were going up. It's just so many times I've taken this buy and it just never followed through. But it's amazing the technicals where they line up. Pretty close to the structure, clean candles up, clean candles down. As I was saying yesterday, is the fundamentals will point one direction, and then the technicals will be saying another, and it will take time for them to line up. But the fundamentals is signposts for the future, not a signpost for right now. The technicals are a signpost for now, and you want to have an idea of why you're buying something or selling something, and then let the technicals give you that when you're driving, that would be the tell you when to turn left or right or U-turn. But if you're just fundamentals only, you'll turn left or right way too early. With technicals, you won't catch the U-turn because you weren't anticipating that there was going to be a turn up ahead. Your brain's taking some beating today setting up MT5. Learning about TradingView. Yeah. It's it can be frustrating because it's so basic, the program. But once you got your head around it, you realize it's simplicity is best. Because you learn the basics, all the stuff that make things easier for you, you become reliant on those things. 5-minute HCS. Yeah, it is technically it's true. Oh wait, which direction? You're looking at the long direction, aren't you, Ivan? Like these two, bullish HCS. But it's a 15-minute range candle though. That's a problem. So it kind of eliminates any activity unless you're going for a range. I mean, yesterday there were how many 30 pip swings could you have taken in this area? Could have taken you could have 30 pips up, 30 pips down, 30 pips up, 30 pips down, 30 pips up, 30 pips down, 30 pips up, 30 pips down. That would have been crazy good. Now, in this area is, this candle is 28 pips. But on the 1 minute, already could have gone, where did the 15-minute candle close? Here. This one closed. So you could have gone 25 pips up, 25 pips down, 25 pips up, 25 pips down. If it does that bit. All right, well, I think it's high time for me to get a coffee to get this thing moving then. My buy area still remains here. My sell area is, I haven't quite determined it yet. But I could if I see the right things at the bottom of this wick. If I see the right things, it's going to look scary. to buy, and I probably don't like the idea of buying unless I'm buying from over here. I'm uncomfortable selling it as well. That's the thing underneath that, because I think that'd be a late entry. But I think if it, oh gosh, I need to think about it more, exactly what I want to see. But I would like to be, I'd be leaning to sells. But my sell zone from here, I think I'd like that to be taken in New York. So I would like to see price action looking for sells underneath these monthly levels to push down, or buying from here. I think the range from here to here, I mean, if London turns strong, I don't think we're going to stop here. I think we'd be more looking to take that Asian high, and then it's probably got one more kick in it before we sell. So if that's the case, and if I do think we've got one more kick in it above the Asian high, then if I'm getting it in from down here somewhere, that would give me at least a 50 pip move. And if I can get at least a 50 pip move, that'll, on top of what I did pre-Euro, pre-London, that would just make my week. So yeah, I could go either way right now if I see the right things, but this is not the right things. Yeah, I think the lesson we learned from last week as well was, when you're unsure, wait for 15-minute confirmation, not just 5 and 3s. And 15-minute confirmation is telling me already just to, you know, sit in your hands and don't trade inside of this doji range candle, unless you want to take quick jabs in and out of the market in this range. Hey Samir, are you there?
Yes, sir.
How are you? Thanks for the message yesterday. I can't figure out how to change it. The text today on the stream, the names are red, so I think that's easy to see. But I can't choose the name color. It doesn't give me. It just it changes itself. So.
Oh, it changes itself.
Yeah, it does. It randomly selects the color, so based on the day, or yeah. So.
Yeah.
But if you see anything else like that, other little details and things, just keep on letting me know. It's really helpful.
Yeah. I will, sure.
Thank you.
No.
All right, so I'll switch over to all chart view again. So we're still stuck in this bloody range. And I'm going to do a coffee because that's usually the kicker. It's either end the stream or get coffee, and that's when the market likes to move. So I don't want to end the stream. It's way too early. We've still got a long time to go. So, but I'll get a coffee. Maybe we can break out of this range. So I'll be back in 5.
See you, Eddie.
Okay. Still here. Let's see what headlines are out. Maybe they are. Maybe they are waiting a little bit for more economic data points to come out. I doubt it. Maybe it's just not much going on. There were some speeches though. Villeroy and not. Sounds like a biscuit. What are oil prices doing? So WTI is 87. Where's Brent? So if Brent is breaking through a resistance, no, it's not. I dare say though that if we find some support and we're trading above the London high, we'll see equities sell off a bit more. But at the moment, we're breaking through. So here's like a little 3 minute, this candle and this candle. That's a little support created. So breaking that, closing below that, that's a key point of interest. So if we can hold under there and keep on falling down, that might support a little bit of a recovery in the equities. But if we're breaking back above it and then breaking above the current London high to extend the London high range, then we'll, when I say range, but I mean like the range in price that it's moved, not as in we're ranging, but currently the London range is 30 something pips by eye, 37 pips, and you'll get a typical range that it moves in a particular day, like as in price range. If we're extending it, you'll see equities be a little bit inversely correlated. So we could keep an eye on that. This is a crucial little area. So we might if this is going up, is German going to come down? We'll have to see. But oil going up will make logistics more expensive. That's why it has like that sort of negative. If oil price was at like say, $100 a barrel, what kind of effect do you think that would have on transport or business in general, business as a whole? If oil is up near 100. What do you think? Yeah, it costs more for the bus. A lot of the buses are electric over here. But it would be very difficult. It would put pressure on everything. Oh, business, not bus. Yeah. But that's true. It would cost more. Yeah, it would cost more for the bus. It would grind. It would put a real strain on the economy, and they'll just be raising their prices. They have to raise their prices to try to absorb, but they can't just raise their prices instantly. Like they try not to raise prices, because if you're a business and you raise your prices, if you're the first person to raise your prices, then your customer base will probably flow to a competitor. So it needs to go up gradually, but it will put a real significant strain on the business, which will then be bad for stocks. Yeah. Let's check G40's moving. You see this is moving up quite strongly. So look, is this just going to be a bit of a sweep? First, the close of this 15-minute candle. And we're still inside this range. Now we're breaking these highs. Okay, 15 minutes closed. Okay, if it came back, pulled back, and then correct, because we've broken the high, I want to be careful that we're not sweeping this 15-minute candle. But if we can pull back, if we can break the high again, or show signs that we're going to like a little triangle, and try again and say somewhere here, then I'd like to take that up to potentially past the Asian high and up to this other area. And just to finish with what oil is doing, is oil is moving as well, with like we've been sort of trending up. Look at this top left chart. We've been trending up now because all this chatter about restricting and cutting supplies, cutting supply production. Saudis and Russians they're communicating with each other to try restrict and maintain the energy market. So you'll see a rise in everything, which is inflationary. Okay, so see what I mean? It's dangerous, dangerous as hell, trading above that 15-minute range candle. So we'd have to get a pretty quick move in here. It's going to have to come down pretty quickly, otherwise we're going to be getting close to the hour candle closing. If we're getting close to the hour candle closing, then we get some good information and how the hour candle closes. But two, we don't want to enter too close to the hour candle closing or opening because of the whipsaw. But it would be nice for it to give us a nice, easy direction based on the wick for wick fill. Something along those ideas. Okay, so has it gathered? We've got 3-minute candles. So could we take a late entry? It's creating the top wick. I'd like to see it push down and then sort of slow itself to go back up, and this would be the triangle I'm anticipating, and hopefully we get continuation triangles. But we rejected. Why are we rejecting from here? This is the top of that zone from Asian. So first 15-minute candle took the high, so just powered straight from the open. Now is it creating just a bottom wick to then push bullish still, or is this 30-minute going to actually flip bearish? The flip point, looking at the 15-minute, is this point, is here. That's the flip point. Hey Luke, how's the data feed? Is it more similar?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Cool.
See, I got the cam breakout short at 15,683.
15.6.
83.
You're looking for a short under here?
No. I really want to go long to that. Like, I'm in long already, but that's what I've been struggling with right there.
Oh, this area.
Yeah.
It's been a pain, hasn't it? Look at how many times it's just going up and down it. Yeah. Is that a pivot or something?
It's a cam. It's called cam breakout short.
Oh, that what you said. Cam breakout short.
Yeah.
Who's Cam?
Who knows? I think it's called
Cam stand for something.
Miller, or something like that. It's if you go into live. Hang on, let me look at it.
It's probably a moving average for what's that one that you can? What's that moving average you can do? If you can like pick 2 points. Forget the name of it.
On it now.
Alright, so we're doing the triangle here. Does it give a 1 minute entry? Not really. It's a pretty aggressive one. You could have entered here. This is for that triangle. I was saying trying to get in, say, somewhere like here. Pretty tricky to have taken that doji, breaking the high. You would have had to have been like I like the play, but getting into it was a little bit hard. It's where I struggle with these ones, these late continuation. What was that? Is that Glenn or Samir?
Yeah, on the 30, mate. When this candle started flipping bullish down here,
Yeah.
took the entry, I scaled out for the wick fill on the 30. My run did get stopped, but it's, again, I banked 90% before the break.
Nice work. Yeah, there's the triangle. Price makes a high 8 times out of 10. We'll retest that high. It's just trying to get that entry. That would have been the perfect entry.
30-minute create support. Wait for your bottom wick to form, and then you enter on the break of the body. Try and fill that wick. And again, it's just retesting the same zones where it keeps on tapping into.
Now we should be going to the Asian high. Or at least this... Wait, what was this line from? We might... I wonder if it's... Oh, no, that's the 15-minute. Didn't mark up what that line was for, but let's see what it does at that line. Otherwise, I think you've got clear sailing to the Asian high. Sarah's long 15,677. Very nice. Come on, push.
If you go to livecharts.com,
Oh yeah, live
UK,
charts. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
currency strength, isn't it?
then you go to index pivot points, and it'll give you the data for open and close, high and low of the day. Then it'll give you standard pivot points, and then fib pivot points, and then cam levels. And I'll work off the cam levels.
Right. So pivots.
Yep, that's it there. So you scroll down the
Oh
bottom.
yeah. These
Cam
cam
levels.
levels.
It says
Breakout short.
short or
15,683.
long.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Do you know how these are? How these are?
I don't know how they're calculated. No. I just know they work very efficiently. If you break underneath of it, if you hold it,
Okay.
you're good for the day to go short.
And they print these each day.
Each day. Yep.
Bill, let's have a look at this and see if we can recreate it. How they look at it.
I get it daily delivered to me on my MT4
How do you do that?
through. It's who I learned.
Oh, that's
how
your
to trade
subscription thing,
indexes
isn't it?
Through. Yeah, it's through magnetic trading.
Okay. Do they stay on your chart?
Yep.
You can go back and have a look at them historically.
Yep.
Okay, brilliant. All right, Bill, let's have a chat about that. See if we can add it to something, and just so we can do a bit of backtesting around. I'll try to do some research, see how they're calculated. I'll be very interested to see how these pivot. Like, I don't worry about pivot points because my zones are accurate enough that I know that there's going to be something around somewhere. But
R2 and R3, or S2, R2 and R3 and R2 are very good with the DAX.
yeah, I remember you saying that. Like when they hit
Yeah.
something like a 80% chance that you're going to have a reaction, but obviously R3 and S2 and S3, that's like extremes. But when they hit those extremes, there's a good chance of reaction.
Yeah, I trade around them levels a lot.
All right, so we've touched my line. Let's see what we do at the line. I don't know what that line is
That's
for.
a daily pivot right now.
Is that the pivot, is it?
Yeah.
Who knows what that line's for? It's based on the hour, I'm pretty sure. I just don't know exactly which candle it's come from.
It's almost yesterday's New York 50% as well, Hayden.
Yeah, good point. Because I got a line just above it. Where did this line come from? Let me go to 1 hour, maybe I find it. 2 hour. Oh, no, I know what it's from. It's from it's a higher time frames, but it was, it just lined up so nicely. No wick, closing at it. Obviously today it's gone through it a bit, but this was drawn from yesterday. Just seems to be an area that price likes to close at that level, doesn't it? So we've got 1 minute left. 1 minute 10 for this candle, for this 2 hour candle. So it'll be interesting to see if it indeed closes at it before then going up further.
It's just at the daily pivot now.
Yeah, that's what Luke was saying.
Yeah.
These algos these must be set like so many times. You get these candles closing at a specific level that's been closed at so many times. I'm like, why are we here closing again? 30 seconds. Are we going to close right on that line? If we close right on that line, I'll do a 24-hour stream.
Careful what you wish
I
for,
know,
eh?
like, push.
Escalate.
Yeah, good.
Would have been a lot of coffee.
Yeah, that would have
Oh.
been shit for me. Okay, Asian highs right here.
Would have been a better training for when the baby comes, mate.
Yeah, that's
Being up for 24 hours.
yeah. No sleep for 24 hours.
Oh, let's hope not.
All right, so that triangle shape was beautiful. If you were able to get into that from there, and then look for those continuation triangles until it gets to an area, a sell zone. So we're so close as Asian high now that I'm going to have to check what's going on. Do a little bit of, oops. Oh, where's my screen? There we go. Oh, received an email today for trading the R3 trading strategy. Is that what you're talking? Probably. It's dead. What they do, pivot points, it's a simple formula, but it's looking at yesterday's open, open,
Close.
yeah, and it's divided by, where is it?
And then the high and low as well, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, something to do with the open, high, and the low, and then they multiply it by 2 or divide it by 2 to get your R1, R2, S1, S2. So pivot points. Pivot point. So the high plus the low plus the close divided by 3. So previous day's high, the price, plus the low, plus the closing price divided by 3 will give you a number, and that's your pivot point. Then first resistance is this pivot point number times 2 minus the low. That's your R1, and then they just do it like that. So it gives you these numbers, but I don't think they actually work in the sense that they just work because that's how much price moved. Like, it's got to do with how much price moves on the daily basis, because you'll find candles more or less are similar in distance. Like, we know London's got a good 120 pips move before you generally gets a reaction, but obviously there's some standout days where price moves more than that, and then other days where there's not as much volume, so price moves less than that. But typically, the daily candles have a range in price. So looking at 3 of the key points, so the high, the low, and wherever the candle closed at, divided by 3, is you're basically just giving it a range for the next candle to go, like, maybe from low to here to here. And then all these divisions are just going to be putting in areas of support or resistance. Now, so many people look at them that they become like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because they are actually used by a lot of traders. So if they're used by a lot of traders, then traders are probably going to tend to put their orders in around these numbers as well. So they therefore work out, even when there's probably very basic theory to it. It works out because so many people look at them. Make sense? So it's a personal preference thing. I don't use them necessarily. I always found that it cluttered my chart a lot. I prefer to do zones, but then people might look at my chart and think, oh, it's a bit cluttered, and prefer to use pivot points. I don't mind if you prefer or not to use them, but they do tend to line up. So if you want to use like confluence with zones and pivots, just find the strategy or the system that works for you. And I absolutely get it that when you're learning to trade or struggling with consistency, and you get to a chart and say it looks like what's the shortcut for this? Control-Alt-H. You get to a chart and it looks like this, and you feel naked, you're like, oh my God, where do I go? Where am I? Like, I know I'm meant to look for trend cycles, whatever. But where do you buy, sell from? Where's your target? Where's your stop loss? All that kind of thing. Until you are comfortable with what you're looking for in terms of wicks, rejections, support, all that kind of stuff, this can be very naked, and people will feel a bit more comfortable if you've got some indicators, so some lines on the chart, some little things, some little targets. And whilst you're trying to get better at picking zones, and if it's like this, then maybe the pivot points are going to help, because they do have some merit to them. It's just how you use them. Now, I don't want you to go put 20 indicators on your chart, because you're going to be conflicted, because they're not all going to point in the same direction. And when they do, and when they are pointing in the same direction, price action's king, and these indicators are telling you what price action has done. So if everything's pointing up and everything's saying go long, it's usually because the longs have happened. The time you enter, you'll probably catch the turn more often than not. So you'll be buying the high. So that's a common problem. Now, if I was going to say start somewhere, what I would be saying is what am I doing? Okay. If I was going to say, if you're going to start somewhere for points of interest, I would be using highs and lows of specific sessions. That's what I would be marking up. First thing. Highs and lows are specific of London and New York sessions. Just to get a bit of a ballpark in what you're looking at. Because highs and lows, like, there's no surprise here that we've had all these lows. We had London low right here from 2 Mondays ago. We had a London low and a New York low. It's very unlikely that we will sell and continue the low. They'll manipulate the low of these these bigger sessions. They'll manipulate the low and then push up. They'll manipulate the high and push down. Catch you, Nigel. That would be a starting point. Obviously, we add a lot more to that in the way we look at charts. But the more
I use pivot points to also where I can take some money off the table if it's coming up towards that area, and I have multiple things in that road, like
confluence.
So you have so you have the close of yesterday, and you have the like R2 or whatever.
Yeah.
You just have multiple right there. That's where it just helps me take a bit of profit off the table, and then I have a runner or
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Like that's why I have these zones here. It doesn't mean I'm looking to sell off that zone, but it means I'm looking, like, it helps me to say, where should I put my stop loss, or where should I target some things? Yeah.
It also helps me on, for example, in the morning, if I see that we're already at S1 or R1, I'm like, okay, are we going to reject here, or is it going to continue? It just gives me a bit of confidence of where we are from the day.
Yeah, sure.
So we're all different times, so different parts of the world. So just for me, that just balances where I am for the day. Yeah,
no, I understand that. I do the same, but I use the Asian session. If Asian sessions move more than 50 pips, then I know that I'm going to be getting close to that's bigger than a normal range for Asian range. So I know we're getting closer to a specific zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, same information from different sources.
Yeah.
Because see, we had the low of the day and the cam breakout short in the similar area. That's why I went long today.
You say that again.
And then
the low of the day and cam breakout short near the same area.
They're in the similar area within like 10 pips of each other. So that's why I got in today. And also we had a 40-point like trade. Like the first candle was like 40 points. So yeah, it's not all the time you get rejection after that, but it was a spike down into those areas, and I thought, okay. But if it turned around, if it just went straight up, my sell would have been at today was 1840, which is S2. If we power straight up to there. 840.
Yeah, okay, that's a lot.
It's a long way
really
away.
High.
But I wasn't going to trade until we got to there.
Sure.
Today, if we pumped early.
Yeah, it's good discipline to like have your zones all marked out already and know basic direction that you want to go, and then being patient to wait for those areas to be hit. Like this was. Remember, I was saying at the start, I was like, it's going to be very difficult for London to sell the low, like to keep on selling. And because it already moves down so far, if we're pushing up, I'm not really interested in selling. If we're above this euro high, apart from a quick scalp, I'm not interested in selling above that again because there's no sell zones up here. Apart from the little, like, you know, that little zone, which is good for a reaction, but not good to hold that forever. Now, the next zone to look for if you want to do another scalp, Asian high. Asian high is a beauty to always get reactions from.
Yeah.
But this could just be the pullback for the next triangle, because we're moving triangles. But it's good for scalps if you want to take.
We're struggling to get up above the Asian high, aren't we?
Yeah, we're getting. This is the new hour candle closed, and the hour candle, like, let me show the hour. Oh my god, what did I do? Whoops. What? My mistake. Right up some NAS or something. Okay. 1H. The 1 hour. So the 1 hour candle was this. This is the previous 1 hour candle. And as soon as we opened, we broke the high of that 1 hour candle and started pushing up. Now, what's the chances that this newly created 1 hour candle was not going to create a bottom wick? What were the chances of that? Because this was the open. This 3-minute candle. And then the next 3 minutes, or 6 minutes, then we went and broke the high and extended that little range. Took out Asian high. Huge chance now to have a reaction because the hour candle needs to create a bottom wick. For us to push up higher, it needs to pick up fuel. So it needs to turn around, pick up liquidity, get a better price point for buyers to step back in again and push up. Because Asian high, there's going to be liquidity sitting here. There's going to be liquidity sitting above the Asian high. So buyers will be able to unload some of their positions and let it pull back and then reset potentially for more. But it gives them a chance to close out at an area of liquidity. Price goes from one liquidity point to another. Euro low up to Asian high today. What's pound Aussie doing? We're at 95.20 odd. I'm going to be keen to buy this at some stage. Not yet though. This is catching a falling knife. So far, we've moved 90 pips in this open from top to bottom, or bottom to top. So it's decent. It's probably got another 30 in it. GA dropped through all my levels so far. Yeah, it's that's for sure. The outlook for UK, the comments from Bailey and the news from Birmingham, I'm not surprised that pound took a beating. Oh, breaking the high. Is this the bottom wick created? You know what I can do? I can look at this area a bit closer now. So where are some resistances? That was a resistance candle. This one is a bit of a resistance candle because it broke the high, closed bullish, but that's faded out. So I couldn't have that continuation. So I wonder if we can do a bit more of a fake out and then look for buys from about this area, and this could maybe be the low of that 1 hour wick. I've also got to be mindful that I'm not overly bullish on German 40 and London, having now punished those sellers down here, achieved a great price, extended the current daily high. I wonder if we will see that turnaround from this area. Struggling to close above here could lead to some of these clean candles be faded out, and we just do basically what this New York did yesterday. But I was wondering if we're going to get one more kick above the Asian and then have that sell off. I think I'd probably wait for this no wick candle to be tapped into. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think wait for this New York no wick candle to be taken, because we got so close to it, and we'll come up again. Hour candle, I don't want to trade against the hour candle that closed so strong, but maybe rejecting this area again and then coming back down, or having something that goes sideways a little bit and then another liquidity candle like that. If I see something like this, doesn't need to close that low, but if I see something like this, I think there's a good chance that support will break and we'll have that retracement, maybe back to like 50% of London, around this like area where price has wicked quite a few times into.
Where you've got that imbalance candle on the left there.
Over here, yep.
Yep, that bullish candle just to the left of it.
Yep.
The high of that is the top of the 4-hour doji as well.
Oh, there's a 4-hour doji there.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Good one.
That's what I'm looking for, is to take that 4-hour doji.
Yeah. All right, let me just label this a bit more then. So this is 15 min imbalance. Imbalance. And then above it, go back to the 15 minutes for this. Then just above it here. H4 doji high. Oh shit! What time is it? Oh, it's 9:19. I've got a midwife appointment today. Better not forget.
Don't do that.
Yeah. All right, hunting these cells though.
A 5-day ATR is 147 at the moment.
Okay. Most of that will be coming in the New York session.
Yeah.
So we need to leave some for New York.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got unemployment today. So 147. So we've got another 57 to go, potentially. High up, above or below. So above would be nice, because that would put it up into the zone again.
Yeah.
Below.
800.
Yeah, or below would put it... Oh, no, I want it to below, because it will put it into this green zone. Then my buy zone. That 15,600 area. If this was the high of the day... Yeah.
Zoom in. We're in a pretty solid channel.
Yeah. That's why I'm not overly keen to buy. The buys you needed to be in for this low point, or once we had taken that and we were pushing up out of that 15-minute doji, then I needed to have continuation buys. I can't buy the high here. This is Asian high. This is my sell area. But I was
just from a scalping point of view, what do I keep an eye out for, and we've just done it, is
the trend line break.
The well, I can't draw it very well on the laptop, but yeah, you've got your little head and shoulders there. We've just retested the right shoulder. Mm-hmm.
With that straight line.
And also, oh yeah, it's good enough. And this high was very, very close to that trend line liquidity. So it's tapped into very close to the 100 EMA on the H1.
Mm-hmm.
And that's obviously around the pivot point, which we've already discussed.
Mm-hmm.
So there was definitely cause for a reaction. But there's, like I keep saying in the Discord, it's the difference between a reaction and a reversal.
Yeah. Reversals are better done on like 4-hour areas. But we mostly just do reactions.
Make a lot of money off a reaction.
100%. I mean, you get better risk reward generally on swings, which is hard to believe, but that's if you hold your trade for like weeks.
Especially if it's short. Getting paid your swap as well.
Which way is for German? German, I think, is negative, isn't it? For both sides.
I'm not sure. I don't hold them for that long.
Oh no, short is positive swap. $1.15 per standard lot, so it's pretty decent. You open up a 10-lot trade on German 40. On Friday is the 3-day swap. But if you're holding the trade that long, you're making $100 each week just in swap fees. Catch it, Peter. What's that?
Even in drawdown.
yeah, drawdown. Yeah.
Hold it for a month, get out at break even, and still make money.
That's why it was so nice. The carry trade for gold, when US started the interest rate cycle, getting it from like the highs after when it was around in the 2000 mark. If you're holding from the highs, man, your carry trade, just the interest alone that you accrued, is pretty decent for any of the US pairs actually. Going with US strength. All right, so there's a little HCS, but it's a bit disconnected on the 3 minute. 15 minutes, not looking to. Oh wait, there's a 15 minute. Yeah, broke the height. Yeah, it's not quite there. Okay, because we're still fighting that hour candle, just be mindful that we might get another pullback before. But if we do get some sort of setup in this area, support should break. I'll catch you, Bill. Yeah, we'll catch up. We'll catch up very shortly. Yeah. Yeah, sounds good. See you, Peter.
Dylan,
Yes,
I
Amir.
have a question.
Yeah.
Recently you talked about the holding a trade for long, just like swing trade. But generally, the broker charge for the swap rate. So how to go check that one? I can see in my sheet, but how to check and how to calculate on what they charge generally.
On MetaTrader.
Not on MetaTrader. Any. Okay.
Let me see if there's somewhere else. If you go, because on MetaTrader, if you go into specifications on the symbol, it'll tell you the details. Let me see if there's another way.
Yeah, in TradingView as well they show.
Does it?
You don't use. Yes.
Where is it in
You don't.
TradingView? Oh, I'd have to
Trading-
connect to the broker, wouldn't I?
Yes, correct. When you connect to the broker.
Yeah. Okay.
But why they charge and how they charge?
Oh, okay. So what your broker is doing here? Does it say to view our rates on our MetaTrader? Oh, okay. Well, this is how you do it on MetaTrader.
Yeah.
But why and how it works is that they're not meant to profit off swap rates, but what they do is when your account will be in AUD right now, but other people in the world might be in pound or UK pound or euros or Kiwi dollars or US dollars. So what's happening is when we're taking a trade, say for gold, because that's the biggest differential. What you're doing is your broker, if you're buying one standard lot, you're buying 100,000 units. You're using your Aussie dollars to purchase, say you're selling gold. What you're doing is you're using Aussie dollars and then purchasing 100,000 units of US dollars. And if you hold that overnight, you earn interest on that trade. So you pay interest on your Aussie dollars, so you'll be paying 4.1% for that unit overnight. But then what you're doing is you're making 5.5% on US dollars. So even though it's for gold. So gold has no interest. So what you're doing is you're making 5.5% on this number, on how big your lot size is overnight. So if you do it the other way around, say you're buying gold, is that what you've done is you've used your broker to borrow 100,000 units of US dollars. So you borrowed US dollars to then purchase gold. So what you'll do is you'll pay interest on whatever you borrow overnight. And it's offset by what you bought. So gold gives you no interest rates. So you're not making any interest, but you're paying interest on what you've borrowed from US dollars. So your swap fees would be 5.5% of 100,000 units plus the markup, which is should be negligible, but it's most brokers they'll pass on the very minimal fees. Some brokers will add a 2.5% surcharge on top of that, just in their fees plus what you pay. So in essence, if you're borrowing US dollars and buying, because the US dollars has the highest interest rates in the world, apart from like your exotics. If you're borrowing US dollar and buying any other currency, AUD, NZD, Canada, anything, overnight you'll be losing out on swap fees because they're the highest.
Yeah.
If you're borrowing yen, who has the lowest? If you're borrowing yen and purchasing any other currency, you will always be positive in your swap fees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lowest.
And
lowest
then
interest. Yeah.
yeah. So then if you're like say if euro had 4% interest rates and Aussie is fairly close, 4.1. We'll just say they're the same. If you were taking a trade on Euro Aussie, buying or selling, they're basically the same interest rate. You'll be paying basically not much swap fees, but you will be paying just the brokerage charges for holding the trade overnight. Because the interest rates are very similar.
Yeah.
But generally, if the interest rates are similar, then you're still going to pay, no matter what way you do, because of the extra little fees.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah, their surcharge.
Top up, sorry. One second. Top up. Yeah, got it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so see how we created that bottom wick in the hour, and now the hour is starting to threaten to push bullish. If this hour candle, say this hour candle closed like a little bit of a doji, then I'd be looking above that doji for downside, because this was your pump candle. Buyers momentum potentially ran out, looking for people looking to take the breakout longs against the overall daily trend being down, and we could see some correction. But that's if this hour candle can close like that. Because what happens is when you have this reaction from down here, strong reaction from down here, often there will be reactionary traders here. So just seeing that candle alone from a support will generate interest in this zone. So there could be breakout traders lying here, and it could work out for sure. We still need to see what it looks like in the lower time frames, but this is a common play that I'd see, like pump candle, momentum run out, and then we see a drop. So pump candle, if we see momentum fade out, then we can see a bit of a drop again. But then also, remember I was saying, like, this is what Glenn was drawing, this like little head and shoulder thing. And because we are fighting the hour candle, this one here, don't be surprised if it gives a little bit of a pullback before potentially falling away. We've got a couple no wick candles here as well. So that means as soon as you get these no wick candles, price will come back to that level. Which it has.
That whipped up and touched the pivot point again.
Bloody pivot point.
Yeah, she's there.
What's really nice is when we start seeing like resistance created too. Like this is a little resistance created, little one. So this is our line in the sand now. Oh, so that because it's a bullish candle, it's a bit big, but this like this, open to so high to the open. If it was a bearish candle, it could be smaller. So let's see what this guy does. This is the new 30-minute candle open as well. So I'll do that. I'll flick over. Bottom left will be 30-minute. So 30-minute, previous one closed bearish, creating a bit of a top wick. So it'd be nice if it pushes up again. Just extend, fill this candle wick, do the little bit of a wick fill, then flip bearish, and then start this 30-minute start flipping bearish, and then we could be creating bottom wick. So I think I'll probably have a stab at that. So I want to see wick fill first, rejection from this area, and then this candle flipping bearish. And I'll probably give that a go. If it would be something like this, only if there's a wick fill. A wick fill, then reject, flip bearish, and then I'll look to risk reward sucks. But maybe we can. Oh man, London 50%'s even not that far away. We'll see. We'll see if we can get a 30 pip little scalp. But it's got to fill this 5-minute candle's wick first. So let's do this, because this candle closed bullish. So I want it to reject the wick and then extend its low. So there's an order of events I want to see. I don't want it to break its low, reject the base of this candle, and then push up. That would be pretty crap. So up, then down. I have to put a couple lines here so it can't break through it like that. Need more strength. Get the big guns here. Yeah, that worked. He's holding it up for us. And it's just a trap. It's just a trap. Because there's a snake in the grass. Okay, push up. Fill this wick. Remember, I'm going to enter if it wicks up and then pushes down and flips. But it hasn't gone up enough just yet.
Still bouncing off that little Asian range.
Yeah, this guy over here. Yeah, let's mark that up because this is interesting. If we can close inside of it. All right, so the 5 minute closed bearish, little inside candle. This is not. I'm not in the trade. Just remember, it came across. So little doji. Let's check the 3 minutes. Yeah, I still want it to fill this wick and then reject. What about the 2 minutes? Little double top over here. 4 minutes. I'll stay with the 5. What's the 15 minute looking like now? 15 minutes going to come to a close in a minute. 2 bearish candles. Yeah, I don't want this 15 minute to close as a support. But it can close bullish, actually. Wick fill and then push down. I could give that a go. But still, we're touch and go at this level. Move that away. I'll let you know when I enter. We're getting close to the 4-hour candle closing as well, which is significant. Come on, wick fill. Yeah, because if it breaks up, does a wick fill above this candle, and then starts flipping bearish, I'd say there's a good chance that this candle could start looking like that when it starts flipping bearish. If that's the case, I would love to be trading away from that wick, having another rejection candle, thinking that this support should break then. That makes sense? But it's got to be a specific order. If it's making lower highs here, I'm not interested because the hour candle from London was still very, very bullish. And the 4-hour candle is going to close now, soon. Oh, wait, no, another hour. Broker times GMT plus 3. So the hour's still got a bit of time. That's okay. So back here. Yeah, I want this to be a bearish engulfing candle. If it falls away from here, then it just never set up for me. Well, it's kind of set up, but it never gave me a proper entry. Just gathering orders here. So much hesitation. Nearly 9 minutes worth of just crap to the side. What's it waiting for? So 5 minutes going to close. Now they're 15 minutes closing. Closing bullish. Inside candle. So I'd like to do a partial wick fill for this one. There we go. Partial wick fill. Keep going. And I might enter on the flip, which I got a bit better risk reward now. But it's got to, I want it to go higher. I'd like to see it at least touch this line. That's your pivot, isn't it?
Yeah.
The snake's waiting.
That's essentially your 30-minute close as well.
Okay. The snake's hungry. So if it rejects from here, I would like to take that. I wonder on the 1 minutes, 2 minutes, if I start getting bearish rejections. If I get bearish rejections, I wonder if I can enter even higher. If it just keeps pushing up, then there was no trade. So it's rejecting this candle now though, which could be good. So 15-minute could be a setup waiting. So got a couple here. Risk reward improves. All right, let's see if we can break the high and then break the low of this candle. And I might take a crack at that. If it breaks the high. Okay. And I think I'll enter if it flips bearish. So if this one flips bearish, I'll enter on it. It'll be the 3-minute candle as well. So no bottom wick. So this could just be the top wick and then let it make a bottom wick. And I want to try to be part of that bottom wick. I don't want to be John Wick. So hopefully the top wick is liquidity grab and then we're part of the body. Retesting the Asian high. 15 minutes looking, it's in the zone. The other thing is like maybe it's going for that doji high on the 4-hour. Which I think it is. So there's no, yeah, damn it, too bullish. There's no trade there. Okay, so it's touched London high again. So because it's the fast move, could be the false move. Let it take the high. If it can take the no wick candle and the doji candle, and if we're breaking back underneath this bad boy, then I'd give it a go. This time I've got good risk reward. So I'll go lower risk as well. I'm not going to give back all my profits. But I want it to take out, that's taken the no wick candle from New York. That's what this first line is. This one. This is the doji high. But I'd like it to be breaking down into this clean candle. This guy was too strong. Come on, man. Double top now. Do a sweep and then down. Do a sweep. Waiting for a sweep off of here. And then reaction. 10 pip stop. If we get that. Little gap up. All right. So it's taken the doji high. Let's see if it can grab liquidity from up here and then start pushing down. Or is it just going to be like a runaway train? If that's the case, then that's... This is 100 pips now. It's moved exactly 100 pips from the low of today.
We're at the London high from yesterday now.
Yeah, as I was just looking over here. Over here.
The New York low from the day before.
Oh yeah. This is H1 50 EMA as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
30, 200 EMA. 750 level.
Damn, man. Oops. It's still looking for more. So this is giving the extra little kick above the Asian high that I wasn't entirely sure if it was going to do that, but look look at this hour candle now. So the whole time it was just doing that whole time was just doing that bottom wick for that hour. And if it gave reactions above here and started rejecting again, then there was a good chance that we're going to drive down lower. But now we've got another hour candle closing in 5 minutes, looking super strong. Then they're going to be getting too close to to the candle opening and closing. So I think this trade idea is invalid now. That's not the move. That's not the reaction I was looking for. This guy did his job, but I should have got a weaker person in there. Those longs are playing out nicely, guys, that you got. And it's 107 so far. So 120 is going to put it right in the zone again. You got a little bit of an order block over here. Right, yeah. I could potentially cowboy a trade here for 20 pips. I think I might even look at that. I can hear my partner still on the phone. She's not getting ready yet, so it means I've got time. So that 50 EMA on the 1 hour. Well, it's nearly 10 o'clock, so 1 hour candle is going to close bullish. I'll anticipate. It's going to be a semi-cowboy trade. Waiting for this hour to close bullish, like it is. Preferably if it can leave a bit of a top wick. As soon as the candle opens, does a top wick. Enter near the high of the candle. Anticipate bottom wick creation. And look for 30, maybe 20, 30 pips. Secure some, hopefully caught the high. And then we can see that 50% correction. That's the idea. That's the idea. So I want to see this red candle faded out straight away. And then as soon as it starts showing some sort of reaction area from here, entering for sells near the top of the candle, near the high. Looking for it to at least maybe come down to structure. That'll be like 25, 30 pips. Maybe, just maybe, I know this is very bullish, but maybe, just maybe caught the high of the session, given that we've already achieved a range. So I'm happy to take a loss on that kind of trade because it's a planned entry, even if it looks aggressive. There's a theory behind it. Hourly momentum, hourly wick fill, entering from the top, looking for bottom wick creation. Should at least get 20, 30 pips out of it. Perhaps lucking out with that, we got the high of the session. How's that sound? Sound Gucci? Oh, sorry, I missed some questions. Catch it, Daniel. Inverted head and shoulder now 1 minute. What's my GA buy zone? Sorry, Alan. I'll cover that. If you're still, yeah, you're still here. It'd be around this 1.94, high 194 area. Okay, here we go. Now, can we get wick fill straight away? Hourly momentum wick fill to the top side. Come on. Get all locked and loaded. The better, the more it opens with no bottom wick, the better for this. 3-minute HCS flip maybe. Yep. Come on. I can hear my partner. You're gonna go? Yeah, my partner's sneaking around now, so this is gonna have to play out quick.
Best of luck, guys. Trade safe.
Catch a pal. Alright, I'm gonna give this one a go. As soon as it breaks this high. Catch it, Deb. We've got GDP news right now as well. Eurozone news. This is EMU news. Okay, come on. Just give us a little bit of a slowdown. Little wick, 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 and then drop. Alright, I entered. I entered here. I'm going to look for 20 pips. I'll secure because I feel like it's a bit dangerous. And I'll target half of this range. So I'm going to secure some. My entry is a little bit lower on the terminal. Okay, so 58, 38. Basically Asian high. This is TP1. TP2. And I might be quick to move my stop loss. Alright, not bad. Not bad. Find a little bit of issues at the bottom of the candle. Flip bearish, come on. That would be 1 hour HCS if it flips bearish. Let's hope so. So I'm banking on that this needs to create a bottom wick. That's the probability I'm playing. But price action is price action. It don't need to do nothing it doesn't want to. Okay, I want it because this is a little two pump candles, bearish candle. I am gonna this is the open of the hour, but it is closing higher than the previous one. I don't want this one to reject these lows and then come back up again. So I want it to push down a little bit, but then the high of this candle becomes crucial for me. Because I don't want this to go and make a new high. Because I did want it to be a bit of a faster reaction. Because it was close to 10 pips up. It does need to take, if it's not giving a quick reaction from here, it means it needs to tap into a better liquidity pool to drop. If it doesn't do it in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to cut this trade. Yeah, I'm gonna, because normally then if it gets inside of here, it's going to go to the top. The hour's pumping, yeah. Where's R1? Is it? Where is R1?
It's 15785.
Oh, up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to survive that if it keeps pushing up. Really wanted this area to tap into it. So it keeps pushing. Damn it. It needed to give that reaction to drive down. Otherwise, there's a good, let's see. It was dangerous. It was a dangerous trade. Just hanging in. If it breaks, I'm out. Spreads out. Yeah, that's out. Shit. All right. Well, I said I was happy to take a loss on that one if it didn't work out. I think the idea was alright still. Seen many times that being the high of the session. I would be interested to keep an eye on this area then. If we're seeing reactions around here, I'll give it a second chance, trying to pick the high of the day. But I did give back some of my profits just now.
Was ready to go. I reckon Hayden, the logic was sound.
Yeah. I mean, you can only have a go, can't you? It's a bit late in the session though. I don't normally trade in this time, but I was pretty keen to try catch that. But obviously, this hour candle had other ideas. The bottom wick's still there to be made, though. That's the thing.
Yes.
On the hourly, there's still a wick to fill.
Oh, the top one, yesterday's doji. Yeah. That'll be around that pivot point. Yeah, as well. That R1.
Yeah.
Holy man, this is, yeah. Alright, that was too low. All good. Look at a rocket, man. Far out.
I just wish I'd taken a bigger entry on it.
Yeah, from down here. Yeah, I wish I wish I got into these longs too.
Still in it.
All good. Cool. Alrighty. Well, sorry about that final trade. That kind of sucked. Gave a little move on the open, so did the wick fill, and then it gave us. It did give like a. Oops. Come on, man. It did pull back like 11 pips. I was up like 10, and then ended up not doing anything on it. And then it had these no wick bottom candles, just up, 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 up. So, oh well. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to scoot. I've got to get to this appointment in 30 minutes. So, we'll do this all again tomorrow. Good luck in New York. Trade safe. Keep risk low if you are trading New York. And I'll see you guys then.
Awesome. Thanks, Hayden.
Thanks, Hayden.